Carrot, semchum, yundo, lafudis carrot taila.
Heduza di tu pani brazo no do la ludizo jai ludizo la shamni milata
damchilu ngachi garlammi dalin atong si sagu mini digala
ngagi desena di me kuyu te ma ilum pala usisila
ngacha tawchi na shini di nimchi nichna shin sipula ngacha laga nebe chikhawe beudala.
The sun is the source of all life on Earth. We're surrounded by millions of molecular machines manipulating its energy into a form that could be eventually consumed by us humans. Plants are the backbone of all life on Earth. We depend on plants for air, water, energy, and nourishment to live.
By growing suitable plants or crops that would actually enhance the rate of carbon sequestration.
It's uncertain about the behaviors in which our biosphere is connected. So we must strive to preserve it solely for the benefit of our planet and for ourselves. The Green Revolution has undermined the role of managing genetic resources and food production. Now, it's time for us to think about smart agriculture practices, since the ultimate goal of farming is not to grow crops, but to cultivate and preserve human beings. Agriculture started along with human civilization, but it was totally dependent on nature. Use of chemical fertilizers started as early as 18th century and became popular with the advent of Green Revolution in our neighboring country, India.
Chemical fertilizer, if you add every year, the yield will increase, biomass will increase, and when you harvest most, you don't put back the biomass, then all the nutrients from the soil is going away, and then the microbes in the soil are not getting anything to feed on. Because chemical fertilizer cannot act as feed for the microbes. They need biomass. So if we just keep on chemical fertilizer, applying chemical fertilizer and harvesting, the microbes will not get any food, so microbes will die, the population will reduce, and if there are no microbes in the soil, your soil is, in our technical term, sterile, which means there's nothing in the soil, and that's the main reason why your soil gets hard, because there are no microbes to process your soil and make them fertile.
High-yielding hybrids entered our farms. Chemical fertilizers became inevitable to get higher yield from these hybrids. This paved the way for indiscriminate use of chemical fertilizers. The scientific community supported the chemical farming, neglecting the negative impacts of the substances in the long run.
It actually declines the productivity of the soil through depletion of soil nutrients, which would affect the sustainable agriculture. We also actually lose a lot of flora and fauna in the soil, and it has a great effect on conserving the rich biodiversity of our country.
Imagine the effects of chemicals. Consumers using this produce and the farmers spraying pesticides are affected with asthma, allergy, cancer, and with many more health problems. We lost rich biodiversity and balanced nature before we got alerted.
There are so many things going on. The soil is very dynamic. There are a lot of microbes, beneficial microbes living there, which actually directly or indirectly makes our life possible on Earth.
Sustainable agriculture is the only solution for this complicated situation. It's a time for us to practice natural or non-chemical method as smart methods of nourishing and protecting the crops. The subsistent farmers here in Baeyulkuenzang had already found a means to sustainable farming.
지기 라빈이 마바히마디도 아니 너도 숨베디도 마벨라히 마스세디디 가샤니 베가 다피 숨마르 같이 베탑다니 세일라
아니 최스기 라베니디 히몰라라 다피 펌갈라라 네바라 베디 둘라
Sitsilabin gito di Himalaya Tilanga Kadibilenga Sino Betin Gidile Atsuta Gara Hampasamba.
The hill slope, gifted with fertile soil and favorable climate, allow farmers of Baeyulkuenzang to cultivate different types of staple crops, including fresh vegetables. Each household in this village has maintained a kitchen garden flourished with green vegetables.
Broccoli, ani fulgopi, delebana kopi, carrot, semjum, yundo, lafu discara tutaila.
최스기리디 다 가라 ketubala go ima dau delani kopi disu fulkopi banakopi andis gara da sesudi garinam gara ketubala din nalu
dodo beche rokol da banna kopi ni sak njam ci del lafu le gop ci la.
Kitchen gardening practices by these farmers is a broad-based farm management system gaining popularity in the region.
Mene manula ngachira yani mawlera singe ngachira ke sibene bewugila
Tapi granjing ga imdira so de on la tanga ya la jonda kindara de so de wala an dapi ga imdira da so ni tadola lali me ga chela milani.
The main features of farming in this village include optimum use of locally available natural inputs, increasing soil fertility, and protecting soil microfloral.
Nibetap at the pot of shabe as in lepela, and to the content was in lepela, as I was substituted to the lesson in zone lappe.
슝가린 치는데게 슝게 배탕 짜탕 기수 마도 띵진들 하고 띵진 베들랭아지 또 아니 또 춘수 안에 버라다 슝이 같은 데베 리조탕 다비dim도 벌라 리조니 기도 아주 백 라마 벌라 백 인스나 보지 아니 소니기 아니서 이모 다비dim도라 다나보다 슝게로 Matutup Bansu, John Darjin, Bedelanga to Tani, Shokovel Labitula.
The Annie Dadani Tembe John the Shosh Topshim letter and the Hedi Topchilla John the and Topshim letter and the Cotuila, Benito line letter.
These farmers are now accustomed to what most of us refer to as organic farming. They are the true biofarmers who depend purely on ecological biomass for food production.
Men and Bhutan for the men soaring, men the land tapola to the sondela. Oh, Ludi song as Nara Laltapilani, Zoveno, Luzo, the lady, he decided to put Pani Brazo to know the Ludiso, Jai Ludiso, Shani Millet.
Biofertilizers like aerobic composting is common in this village. Aerobic composting is the decomposition of organic matter using microorganisms that require oxygen. The microbes responsible for composting are naturally occurring and live in the moisture surrounding organic matter.
And let's step it up in the letter Nugi hours, see the Danny, Chuna do well as section the Zodola. Inchika, Campano, watching Inchika, no way, the land with 60 and years of the Nugi hour, see the lecture. That the Mavanugi hour Gula, Kachira Zoro. Mavadi and Zodi, Chida, some she is related to Villa. The maid sister only that's hearing the Shavala. She let it to conquer song like that, such an thing, Malagodam. You let me our do when it's a last chapter, but each gang any company, she did the him done it to as a last chapter.
In organic farming, controlling pests and diseases are big challenges. However, some farmers here found a solution. A simple solution, so-called panchagavya, to control pests and diseases. It is the mixture of several bioingredients.
아니 너기 삽살레 레트 참나로 작업디 가람 시제디 지노고벨라 대니게 샤 합대치 빈티치 카담데 샤고벨라 대 아니데 아니베일라 너기 아와키지 숨들레 유마키지 자니 히도 남라미데 키지 숨들레 캠파키지 숨 대니 아와키지 숨들 키지 구이벨라 슐레트 키치길 하니 아니 다우치 샤고벨라 메네 깡깡 아주 골라니 인소스바라 자시 마미바베티 맘바조 안잘라 바켓투 브라고벨라 바켓 감메바베티 아마순 잠소자일라 마바남파디 두나치테일라 텔레 돌로 호산다사 이마고토티기 남파치텐데라 냐블서비 남파치 레시시미티 남파치텐라 대안데도 자시 차리메바 프라모솔라 남파니 잠소일라
This organic movement with the flow of creative ideas amongst few farmers have already motivated others to join them. They now work collectively to increase production and to maximize benefits from economies of scale.
ngagi desina dimi kuyu te ma ilum pala usisila ana yula ho mi halamchi mi chuchi juindi chionla te ya ki khamsila hadisina yula te ko de zodo do gochibadi lal tapte do jono jindira yula da kadibetanga masila de kadibenga.
Collective action is the core resource of agricultural cooperatives. It has the capacity to increase members' production and income by helping them better link with finance, agricultural inputs, information, and proper access to markets. Agriculture cooperatives not only improve products, but it also creates social relations that enable individuals to achieve goals that they may not otherwise be able to realize by themselves.
Desin bedele ngajara zoma bero ngajane desin bani be jojin kayebala ani beni to yila
mabad tawara charo de mabanga gi desin na gi gara ani chitu pala be osin di besun sumchitula pilele jim jobo chindi sondel tamni ge ni ko top de bo chin yele jonde na de zoni ge din top bo chin di to yila zoni shule ngajara zai kha zoni.
There are certain factors that hinder sustainable farming. Water is a basic necessity for human as well as for the health of the ecosystem. Without proper irrigation system, the long-term ecological and socio-economic resilience of our food and biodiversity farming would be undermined.
Mahula shudi mabana tende ilana iholo ngaji atina ni katosabin atinga chigi dusi atiyabe delani kongi tenki di atima wulu katujab ani benga china mpopela cho malama idi tuyula cho
bewa chindi sobela mabakachi besuwa chindi te chudi da ani lamdi te sonse sago chime bebe ani atika indola chudi cheche chudi la hayula kan yula gachi chudi kan yula.
Organic farming can be a lucrative business for farmers in rural Bhutan. What they produce are healthy food for their own consumption. While many people in some part of Bhutan enjoy imported vegetables from India, farmers here have enough fresh vegetables to feed their cattle.
The lalo de the no vera sangla ten make is hamasam the no go jola so sao me pangla the lalo de pada sulabani be ke tandola pinche so kwatse bol ha chimche se ni sula.
Growing organic vegetables commercially is a dream for those organic producers. The consumers who are expecting to consume organic vegetables would remain as a distant dream without a proper link between rural and urban settlement.
The mabadiani garilam chida song sa ho che buchin am sim kar chin mela ani roram chito buchin din am sim ga che kar chela so sa ho chida garilam de na yo ten bi buchin la de che sim ze shine shin ga che so la nga la de la kong cha de le kong ze an tu pra so la cha
dam chilu nga che garilam ni delin song sa go mini digela dele ani bodo nga jara rangorang to be lam chibela nga jara ani bodo to lalin thab do si shuni la
Sanil de ani lam dige atsila khadula de chimche sujok de bero song simi pala ani la khadula nga je shin de bero amchung kule de wazum de ngale le shila de dani yit prama budi jila song simi pa nga jara zasuk chi za sam su chi song ani bube pap non lan chilu chimila chimche se bero de vela song simi lam ne pa de la.
Self-dependent farm inputs will increase the profitability of crop production. If organic farming becomes a profitable occupation, then the migration of the population to cities will come down too. Hence, this type of farming can be a solution for destruction of environment, pollution, and the social imbalance.
Yuchuni no samata ani ranjingi labebe yukholo sanami labe doching kokap tani bomchi du thome se shuni langa khatle bochila tanda sing disani dodolo lobrum chtam chuni tati ani be majuba yu moto pe ani she madibala nga chiri yu no wonde side dazin be de dinolo ani simsi la do azum be watching namsin leshmoni me se shuni la.
An effective response to the migration requires looking at it from the agricultural lens. Linking migration to sustainable agriculture and food system and natural resource management can contribute to economic growth. This requires a holistic policy approach and responsive governance that focuses on long-term investment in inclusive capacity development, building infrastructure, and developing the value chain.
Ani da mo product since shungero shungkatin chin digela ngatna legule won tele ani boda jongra diso khungi mattu pena lokshile da khungi dorurang anzum gitnani gi kokopti hi se shunila nam nasri dalfa so nang no irewila
shungi khatle bero ani garilam dili shumbe ani be se nasu bachi nam sim ka din chini mela tele ngachi dislo phemba nam sim phemba woni me se na shin dislo kokobli shum chimbela ani garilam he anzum be wachi.
Farming in Bhutan generally is still not enticing enough for the youth of the country. Showcasing success stories which create jobs and raise added value in rural villages can contribute to increased interest in organic farming and related business opportunities. The production of healthy, ecologically sound food and decent jobs in organic sector could boost the self-esteem of young rural people and evidently contribute to achieve food sovereignty.
Kara labdolo ngari desina kara ani be go be ani be watching rashingi mabada fika imberara chagalegi sedi mazawarangi dafika imdi beza watching ani chip namsem chuchin imela pladola rangi cheso bero ani chuchela pladola male unzita medisa wadi rangi de beza mi tabela te debela tola te ani jage de lasma chabachi te jeta pelate debela dola
ani de yo hamadi mi ji 님 tibula lu nim atemida ngake ngache bo chinda pila yo khani bala be za ta ngache performance ni be zo ni be wo chinda pa ta ni thong khala nyu za mi ka chira beru men no no ni jo ba thop ma da ngache ani yo khala be wo chin to pa su ki top su beru le jum so me la pila
naji ngache gar beru ani bela da shungi do to sinsidi daro maba jongdar disu mattu tu penamela ta ani bini digi yo kha ani be Tomkala nebara she madibala, Chao Cham Madiba, you look Jin, the son and Giladi, the Shungi to Simsegi Senda go to Jondar Mado, this Shungani, Nadidu, Tangachila, Mopala Bem Shezi, Bem Sibella, the Shungera Kora Jinbella, you go to Jondar Matubanamel, Betang Jatang Kola, and been the National Disugara, the Tomkala de She Madibala, and Son Miladi, you look Jin, the Son Miladi, watching Danila.
Conflicting objectives and missing synergies across different policies influencing the farming system could be brought together in a newly developed integrated food policy.
With less application of synthetic fertilizers, we are using organic fertilizers to maintain the soils. And this is the way we are going for the sustainability of our future generation.
Has the national mandate to make a balanced fertilizer recommendation to the farmers, whereby ensuring that farmers go for balanced fertilization and they don't actually waste a lot of fertilizers by applying unnecessarily in the field, which is not really required. We also encourage our farmers to go for organic amendments because organic farming is slowly picking up in the country.
The qualified development of local and international market opportunities, farm-related research, extension and capacity building, and innovative spirit towards organic farming and associated value chains will revive rural economy.